So here we've set the stage for a beautiful Italian dinner. I'm going to be making cacio e pepe this evening. This is actually my second try at this recipe because, believe it or not, even though a recipe might have 2 or 3 ingredients, it can still be really, really hard to get right. And so the only things I actually need to try and make this delicious cheese pasta is pasta, cheese, and ground black pepper. That is it. I've also got the biggest frying pan I could possibly get my hands on, and a big pot here of water, salted water, that I'm actually boiling right now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook my pasta. I'm going to save the water because I'm going to use the water to make the cheese sauce, and then I'm actually going to finish the pasta and the sauce all together in the big frying pan. So we're going to see if I can do a better job this second time at cacio e pepe. So if you can see right up here, we are about ready to rock and roll with my pasta water. It is definitely bubbling and rolling. So I'm going to add my pasta in here, and I'm only going to cook the pasta about halfway done. If we believe the package, that's 7 to 9 minutes for totally cooked pasta, which means we only want to cook this for about 3 minutes. And then we're going to start the actual process of making the sauce. And we have to work quickly because we're not actually going to take the pasta out of the water. We're going to half cook the pasta. We're going to put some of the water into this hot frying pan. We're going to create our cheese paste with pasta water and cheese. And then we're going to put the pasta into this frying pan. And then we're going to cook it all together. So we have to be really, really careful. I even have a timer set now for 3 minutes so that I know when to start working with my pasta water. While we wait for that timer, I'm going to bring you over here to our frying pan. Now you can see here there's something in this frying pan. It's ground black pepper. Normally, I would turn this frying pan on to about medium heat. I would roast or toast whole peppercorns, and then I'd crush them up, or I'd put them into a grinder, and then I'd put them back into this pan without any heat. Because I don't have a separate pepper grinder, all I have is this little plastic doohickey. I've already cracked the pepper, and I'm just going to, in about 1.5 minutes, turn my heat up to quite high on this frying pan. I'm going to turn it up to high. I'm going to wait for just barely the smell of pepper, and then I'll be able to move on to the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this burner up quite high. I've got 9 settings. I've turned it up to about 8. My pasta is boiling quite rapidly, so I'm just stirring this over to the side. This is a tricky recipe because you've got to do a lot of stuff at once. You've got to make sure that your pasta isn't overcooking, and you've got to get your heat on this ready, and you've got to have your cheese off to the side. So it's a little bit tough. You'll also want to have combined your cheeses into one big bowl. I've got a fork sitting by so that I can stir up my cheese paste when it's time to make it. And I've also got a ladle because I'm going to be using a lot of pasta water and I want to be able to get it out quickly. So now our pasta is already about half done. I'm going to take some of my pasta water and I'm going to pour it into this frying pan, maybe 2 ladles full. And I actually want this water in the pan to come to a pretty heavy boil. I want to do what's called reduce the water in this pan. I want to make it taste like pepper, and I want some of it to evaporate away. So I'm going to leave my frying pan on really high heat because I want to see those bubbles. Now, while this starts to bubble, we have to move over to the side. We need to very carefully make our cheese paste. So, I learned last time that too much water is a horrible thing. So I'm just going to start with maybe half a ladle of water, and I will add as I need to. I have to stir, 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 and I'm making a cheese paste. All right. We're going to leave this here. We're going to scoot back over to the frying pan. Things are going really, really well in our frying pan. This is the kind of boiling and bubbling that we want to see. I can smell the black pepper, which is really good. I do want this to reduce just a little bit more, so I'm going to keep it on really high heat. But we've got to get our pasta out of the water, or else it's going to be too soft and floppy and blah. It's time to move our pasta from pot to frying pan. I'm gonna plop that on in there. And we want some extra water in here, so that's a good thing because that's what's gonna make our sauce even smoother and creamier. All right, so we're gonna let this cook just a little bit more. We don't want quite so much water. Leave your frying pan on really nice and high heat. And stir this about. Get some black pepper all over your pasta. So I don't have too much liquid left now, which is a good thing. I'm gonna keep my tongs handy because you can see how well it lets me stir around the pasta. I'm gonna have to stir around a lot with my cheese paste. So I am gonna turn down the heat a little bit. If I need to add more pasta water, I've got it right here. And now it's time to get our cheese paste into the frying pan. And now it's just stir, stir, stir. Now I can already tell I've probably got a little bit too much water, but guess what? That's all right. We're gonna let this cook for a little bit, but don't stop stirring. You don't want to burn your cheese, but we can thicken this up just by letting it cook for a little while. And now if we look at this, almost all of that extra liquid is gone. And this is looking excellent. So I'm actually gonna take it off the heat, finish up my Caesar salad, and get ready to serve. All right, so it's time for us to go ahead and serve dinner. I'll start with a really nice grown-up size helping of our delicious Cacio Pepe. And then with clean hands, I'll be serving my Caesar salad because again, I like to work with my hands, so I'm gonna serve my salad with my hands. This doesn't have dressing on it yet. I do still have to add that. I would probably not be reaching my hand into a salad bowl if it had dressing on it. And a Caesar salad is really easy and simple and delicious. It's tomatoes, it's romaine lettuce, it's Parmesan cheese, and it's Caesar salad dressing. I have Caesar salad dressing just to drizzle over the top. And last, but certainly not least, I have homemade toasted garlic croutons. And there we have Cacio e Pepe. Enjoy.